Does saying no leave you feeling guilty? You're certainly not alone there. In this video, we're going to talk about why we feel guilty about saying no. And I'm going to give you 4 insights that you can take with you the next time you're about to say no to somebody or something. Right at the end of the video, I'm also going to give you my favorite tip for saying no without having to feel guilty afterwards, and also without the other person feeling uncomfortable when you've said no. So let's get into it. Hi there, I'm Peter, the stress coach, and welcome to my channel where I help people to feel good, stress less, and to live more. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. And now let's get into today's video. Let's take a moment to discuss why we feel guilty when we say no. The overwhelming reason as to why we feel guilty when we say no to people is because we don't want to come across as rude, unhelpful, or unkind. As humans, we are hardwired not to like rejection. And that means that we ourselves do not like to be rejected. And thus, we don't like to reject other people because we don't want other people to feel bad. The downside to that many times is that when we say yes to too many things, we cram our calendar, leaving us feeling overwhelmed, overworked, and on our way to burnout. But it is definitely possible to say no without feeling guilty, and it's all down to your mindset. And that leads me on to the first insight I would like to share with you. When you say no to something, you're actually saying yes to something else. And that could be that you're saying yes to yourself, or to a prior commitment, or to whatever it is that you want to do. By saying no to the thing you don't want to do, you're actually saying yes to the thing that you want to do. And thinking about it that way can really help you to be able to say no without feeling bad afterwards. In short, saying no to what you don't want to do frees up time for what you do want to do. Then there are things that we don't want to do that we have to do anyway, but I'm not talking about those things right now. The second thing I want to share with you is that you teach people how to treat you. So that means by saying no, you are showing people that you have boundaries and that you're not just someone who will say yes to anything at all times just to people please, but that you actually have boundaries, and that is going to make people respect you more. It also shows that you have integrity and that you value your own time. They're not going to think less of you for saying no. They're not going to dislike you or disrespect you. Quite the opposite. They're going to think that this is a person who's in control and who has healthy boundaries. Now, before I move on to the next thing I want to share with you, it would mean the world to me if you find this content valuable if you would hit the like button. It really helps me a lot. And also, I'm interested to know if you're a person who's struggling with saying no without feeling guilty. Tell me in the comments below, and trust me, you're not alone. The third thing I want to give you today is that you have permission to say no. You don't have to apologize for saying no. You're well within your rights for saying no. You're not rejecting the person who's asking you for something. You're not saying that you never want to see them again, or that you never want to go to the park with your brother again, or that you never want to help your colleague ever again. You're just saying no to a thing. And if you feel like you have to apologize for saying no, then more than likely you are attaching more value to the word no than needs to be there. The fourth thing I want to share with you is that I want to encourage you to practice saying no. Yep. Practice saying no, because if you're one of those people who find it difficult to say no without feeling guilty, it probably means that you're not saying no enough and that you need to practice. A lot of people confuse generosity and people pleasing. So in the spirit of being generous, we say yes to everything, when in actual fact what we're doing is that we're people pleasing. I've been guilty of that in the past, as well as many other people. When we're a people pleaser, we feel like we have to say yes to everything because we're afraid that people are not going to like us. But when we have a spirit of generosity, the wanting to do something comes from a decision rather than a need, because we want to feel liked. Now, at the start of the video, I said that I have a bonus tip for you that you can apply when saying no, so that it doesn't feel uncomfortable for you or for the other person. And this tip is applicable when you say no because you don't have time for something in the moment. And that is saying no with negotiation, meaning that you say no, but you open yourself up for doing the thing at a later date. And it can look like, no, I'm unable to go to the park today, but I'm free next week. Should we go to the park then? I'm saying no, but I'm giving a suggestion to do the thing at a later date. Now, of course, you can't always use this because there are things you're going to want to say no to and you're never going to want to do them. And that's okay. But if you find yourself having to say no because you're pressed for time, but you don't mind doing the thing at a later date, then saying no with a negotiation is my best tip for you. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll enjoy my video on how to deal with overwhelm at work. You can watch it by clicking here. And remember, it is possible to feel good, to stress less, and to live more. And I'll see you in the next one.